Donald Trump's 100-day action plan really means for India. We've got a special guest joining in from Washington, D.C., Puneet Ahluwalia. He's a member of the Trump Asian Advisory Committee, and he joins in right here on Smart Markets. Puneet, good evening to you. Thank you so much for taking time out for us. Let's talk about the big picture first. Donald Trump, seems pretty positively inclined towards India, yet he has said that he's very keen to bring American jobs back from India. We're not really clear if the rhetoric during his campaigning will translate into drastic changes. What can you tell us about, what this Trump really means for ties between India and the United States?
Well, Trump has been very clear on strong defense and having new long-term reliable allies. And his folks who have advised him on defense issues sees India in a strategic way, which is what we have defined it as a U.S. Indo-Pacific strategy. This was not taken in by the Obama administration because India plays a huge role. But I also feel important on the Indian leadership to engage more effectively. You cannot say that we want the democracy part, the largest democracy, the oldest democracy. That rhetoric has to stop. Now we have to be very tangibly looking at doing business with the United States, because this president has a very clear goal. He wants to create jobs. He wants to secure United States, fight ISIS, and defense is a very key area for him. Hence the reason India has to start look at, we want to do business with the United States. Let's find ways to do business. Let's not just talk about it.
Puneet, has the Trump administration reached out to anyone in the Modi government yet? Do you know about it? And if yes, what did the talks revolve around? What are the areas of priority? Because we are getting some reports that people of Indian origin, people of influence in the business community in US have met Mr. Trump after he took over.
Well, I know for a fact that President-elect Trump was congratulated by Prime Minister Modi. And I am aware that there are folks from the Indian leadership who look into the foreign policy are here in town. I'm supposed to be meeting them hopefully soon, because I was one of the very few people who was supporting and promoting Trump's campaign in the Asian American community. But the key thing here is that our leadership from India engaging with the right people or the right messengers, to be precise, because most people sometimes do not realize in Washington, having a meeting is fine. That's one high-level jump. But at the same time, how to have the policy hawks, how to have the people who really craft the strategy, helps to navigate through Congress, through President's agenda. That's very key. And I feel, again, this what I know is there were nobody really engaging with President Trump's campaign even before the election. So I think there has been some bit of a lapse of unexpected victory that has come to the Trump campaign. So I think positive steps have to be taken, and sooner.
Puneet, let's talk about one poll plank that has the Indian IT sector really worried, and that is Donald Trump's immigration policy. Is the new regime likely to crack down on the use of skilled worker visas? Are rules around the H-1B visas set to tighten?
The president-elect and the folks who are around him are very clear about immigration. They're very clear about legal immigration. They're focused about finding the ways to create and rejuvenate the local economy. That's one of the biggest promises President-elect Trump came in with, is creating jobs. And immigration through legal channel is going to be important. But I also would say and advise the Indian, large Indian sector, find ways to become part of the economic agenda of the president-elect. Because if you can find ways to create jobs within this, within the local rural areas, and be able to become his master plan, part of his master plan, then there's success on both sides.
Mm-hmm. So in that case, you are saying that visa fee is likely to go up?
Again, I think because of his plan to enhance and increase the infrastructure spending, also at the same time reduce the taxes, you will see where we will have cuts and where we'll have increases. And if people really want to come for a greater, better life and take and be of service to the American people, I think I may see the fees going up. At the same time, we will also see that emphasis will be given on hiring more green card holders or U.S. citizens. So I think the Indian IT companies should start to make those proactive changes in their master grand plan to be successful and part of, again, President-elect's economic agenda.
You know, the Trump administration indicated that foreign trade policies will be focusing more on America first. In fact, the first 100-day agenda also seemed to be highlighting that. Can we expect the U.S. to renegotiate all foreign trade deals? Because that have been a clear indication in communication from from their office.
There is a big grand nationalist mood, which is about, again, I keep coming back, is creating American jobs and finding ways to do things in-house and inwards within the United States. I would say that we're not going to be renegotiating and basically opening the can of worms on the trade aspect. But I think most importantly, first thing is in his first 100 days in the first year, the goal is more about coming up with a very fundamental, clear plan, which is on defense. We will see a large increase in defense spending coming in, strong action against ISIS. You will also see infrastructure aspect, and also coming up with plans that create jobs. The other area which also you look at is energy, being more self-sufficient, which is a big relief to the coal companies who have really had a tough time under Obama administration. And I guess that was one of the reasons why local townships, local businesses in coal towns had really gone out of business. So now you will see a great economic plan, which is not only going to create jobs, but beef up our defense and local economy.
Right, Puneet, last but not the least, you know, we are also chatting at a time when Donald Trump has come under a fair amount of criticism for picking perceived hardliners, as it were, for his cabinet. There are worries that, you know, they may undo years of progress. How do you respond to that?
I think, you know, there's unfounded worries. These are very competent people which President-elect have picked up. And you have to also mind you that these folks have been with him, especially Senator Sessions has been with him right from the beginning. So what it is that you have to realize you have to trust your loyal advisors and folks on the platform that you ran on. It sends a very clear message to the people who voted for President-elect that he is going to stick to his plan. And mind you, this president has a very clear plan. He is very straightforward in terms of transaction. He's not going to mince his word. And I think what is important is on both sides, I would highly recommend the Indian administration to take proactive actions. Let's start doing business with the United States in a real tangible way. And as for the unfounded fears, it's important. The U.S. folks have to start thinking nationalistly. You have to think as Americans, not as whichever country you came from. Start investing in your country, be part of the mainstream, and get your vote counted.
Get your vote counted. Puneet, thanks so much for chatting with us this evening. Puneet Ahluwalia, they're joining in from Washington, D.C.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/ETNow and don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at ETNowLive. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/user/ETNow.